Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who, The Two Doctors. So this is probably the final multiverse Doctor story in the classic era, and Patrick Troughton's swan song as the second Doctor. And before that we had the five Doctors, and before that we had, first we had the three Doctors, then the five Doctors, and then we had this one, the two Doctors. And as I said, was Patrick Troughton's final performance as the second Doctor. So the second Doctor and Jamie go investigating, some experiments on time travel on board this space station ship, only to be aligned with the Sontarans. And elsewhere, the sixth Doctor and Peri decide to visit this place, only to find Jamie there, who tells the Doctor that his Doctor has been murdered. But basically he hasn't, and they go to 1985 Spain, where they then have to deal with these Andragons and Sontarans, and save the second Doctor. But of course we all know the second Doctor's not dead, because how else would the sixth Doctor be there? So what did I like about this one? Well, I liked Colin Baker playing the Doctor and Nicola Bryant playing Peri. And of course we got Frazer Hinds back playing Jamie McCrimmon, and the last we saw of him was a brief cameo in the Five Doctors where he was an illusion. But this was probably the first real time he'd reprised his role as Jamie in the show for 16 years. I mean, yeah, he did look slightly older, but like I say, that can't be helped with the gap he wasn't Jamie in it. But Frazer Hinds did a great job playing Jamie again, and still acted pretty much the same as he did when he was in the show. Patrick Troughton, now, like I said, this was, I've already told you that it was his last go as the Doctor. Patrick Troughton playing the Doctor, he was just brilliant in all the scenes he were in. Yes, he had grey hair at that point because he was about 65 at that time, but to be honest, that didn't really bother me too much. I mean, the second Doctor's era was black and white, so maybe he did go grey in his final year. Who knows? But still, Patrick Troughton, like I said, just kept his acting top notch playing the Doctor. As I said in my Five Doctors review, like the director of that story said, he was acting as if he popped off set for 2 minutes and he still had it there. And I gotta say, his performance, brilliant, and I loved it. I also liked that we got the Sontarans back. This was also the last time we'd see the Sontarans in the classic era. And, they were good. I mean, it can't have been ideal for the actors given that they were in a hot climate and that they were in all that makeup and costumes, but hats off to those two actors who played them Sontarans. We also got some other creatures in this called Andragons, which were a weird looking race, and even tried to convert the second Doctor in one, and did at one point, but it didn't last long and wore off. But also there were some brutal violent moments in there, including that bit where the Doctor sneaks up on the Andragon and smothers him in some poison, killing him, and then after leaving he just sort of goes a bit James Bond and has a punchline there going, "You're just desserts," because that was a chef Andragon. But yeah, I'd say that was probably the most brutal moment in that story. But Colin Baker's era is probably notorious for that, the brutal violence, and I feel that kind of shaped the show for what it is now with the violence, because back then I don't think in the 80s they were ready for that sort of violence. I think back then the only violence they would tolerate is like destruction of the Daleks or the Cybermen or something like that. But yeah, that was a pretty rough scene, and hats off to them for keeping that in there. And yeah, this was just a fun story. It was Robert Holmes as well that wrote this. And I gotta say, Robert Holmes has written a lot of good serials for the show in the past, and you know, towards the end his writing started to lack a little bit, but the guy was old. Well, I don't know if, well, he wasn't feeling well in his final years, and I imagine he'd have just wanted to do another serial that involved the second Doctor, and you know, this isn't his worst work. You know, Robert Holmes did quite a good job, you know, writing this one, and you know, like I say, he did a good he did, you know, a good writing on it, especially with, you know, bringing Troughton back. But yeah, this episode is 3 parts long. I believe in the second Doctor's era, not the second Doctor, the sixth Doctor's first season, they were going for the whole 45-minute episode and having 2-parters, which today we do have, you know, the current show 45 to 50 minutes long. So again, I think that's what set the tone for that in the modern era. But I believe they were just going for something different there with the whole, you know, airing of the show and stuff. You know, but you know, I did like this one. It was, as I said, a good one. Not massively brilliant, you know, but a good multi-Doctor story, and something for the second Doctor fans as well as the sixth Doctor fans. So, what am I going to rate this one? What are my ratings going to be? I'll give the performances you know what, I'll give them a 9. The writing, I'll give that an 8. The visuals, because there were some okay visuals in there, I'll give them a 7. And my personal, I'll give that I'll give it an 8. Because like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. So there you go, there is my review for Doctor Who, The Two Doctors. So have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below if you have, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell and to share with your friends. I've been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Who review. So until next time, run for your life.